The reason why I'm making this is I want to talk about an issue that I deal with, and maybe there's somebody else out there who can listen to this and it may be able to help them a little bit. Um, I suffer from a couple of mental health issues, major depressive disorder and anxiety disorder, what is manifested in PTSD or post-traumatic stress disorder. Um, when I decided to make this, it's mostly due to the fact that I've been really analyzing myself for the last little while, and last year or so, maybe a little longer, and really starting to pay attention to when I feel the chemicals in my head actually start to go down. It really is a physical sensation, right? But at the same time, I also feel them when they start to rise again, and I'm so grateful for that period of time. The thoughts that come into your head, especially when you're in those depressive episodes, are thoughts that have to be very well regulated. Because if you start to have thoughts of suicide, then of course you need to get help. But someone who is suicidal statistically will not hurt themselves until they're not depressed any longer. They're actually on the upside and they're thinking, oh man, I gotta go back down again, then I'm gonna go back up again, and I'm just sick and tired of this cycle, you know. So that's one thought to be concerned about, you know. Am I starting to go back up again, and I have thoughts of, okay, I just can't do this again. Well, you know what? You can do it again, and you will do it again. The other thought to be very, very aware of is I don't matter. That I don't matter, that I'm a burden on other people. Because these thoughts are not correct. Because we do matter to other people. We do matter to those who love us the most, and that we love. Now, if you are a spouse or a friend or a parent of someone who suffers from depression, then I get it. It's a burden. It's hard because you have a lot of worry, and you have a lot of self-guilt that I do this to my kid. You know, maybe I didn't raise them properly. Maybe I didn't do this and that and the other thing. Well, you know what? Regardless of the situation, majority of the time it's a chemical imbalance. So this is a physical or biological problem. The best thing to do is just sit there and listen, let them talk. Don't try to fix it. You're not going to fix it. You're not going to just take it away from them. Now, I would strongly encourage using medicine, finding the right cocktail. At the same time, using therapy, as well as what I found that works really well with me is meditation. You know, yoga, running, physical activity, you know, those are wonderful things. And they help raise those chemicals in your head to allow you to feel better. The problem is if you have major depression disorder or something to that effect, you don't feel like doing, you physically have a mental block that will not allow you to do that. It's so weird because you stand outside yourself and you're screaming, hey man, get up! Logically, this doesn't make sense. What's wrong with you? You lazy ass, get out of bed. You use the word lazy ass too, right? You're screaming at yourself because logically it doesn't make sense. Logically, it does not make sense that I cannot get out of bed or get my butt out there to exercise or do these things, right? I like playing games. Why logically can I not play a game with my wife or whatever? Right? I literally have a block to do that. Isn't that crazy? But that's just the way it is. A lot of times we take logic, you know, we take logic and we try to fix emotional problems or emotional issues with that, right? We take logic and we, you know, scream at ourselves because we have an emotional crisis. Well, the thing about it is logic does not fix emotions. And emotions will not fix logic. It's like oil and water. But the good news is we're made up of multi-spheres, and one of these spheres is called emotion. And so emotionally, we have to accept the fact that, yeah, I got depression, man, and it sucks, and I hate it. I wish I didn't have it, but unfortunately I do have it because I, like many other people, will pick up that passenger every so often. But that passenger tends to be pretty loud and boisterous and flamboyant, wearing like Elvis costumes and stuff. They just stand out amongst the crowd, right? But when you start to emotionally accept the fact that depression is going to be part of your life, you tell that Elvis impersonator, depression, to, hey, you know what? I can't tell you to leave, but I'm going to tell you to sit down and shut up. I don't even like Elvis music. But that's another debate. Now, when it comes to anxiety, we start to dream up stories and things and events that will take place that hasn't even happened. So we're basically future telling. You know, we're getting our crystal ball, aka anxiety, and we're dreaming up a future that has not happened nor probably will happen. Probably, right? Probably an airplane will crash and destroy your house and kill everybody. Probably. Right? But rationally, it doesn't happen. So again, we are having that conflict between rational thought and thoughts that bring up a lot of emotions, especially when it comes to how we view others. Are they going to? Are they thinking about it? You have no idea, man. Just give yourself a break. Talk about it. Go to your spouse or your loved ones and say, listen, I got these thoughts going on in my head, and they're kind of nutty and blah, blah, blah. And they're going to say, no, that's not true. And believe them. Okay? And believe them. When you start to understand your thought process, when you start to understand that, yeah, I do suffer from these things, and it is a suffering, and it sucks, and it's not in your head, and it's not, well, you just need to get up and get moving. Somebody just needs to put a foot in your ass, because that'll get you moving. No, that's not what it is. Anyone that tells you that, you need to tell them that they are very wrong. They're very wrong. And if you tell someone who is depressed, get their ass up, this is all make-believe, you will do a big disservice to them. And you will affect their future. Because they will go through the rest of their lives thinking there was something wrong with them, that they're broken. What has helped me deal with my depression? It's real simple. Ready? Heroin. No, just kidding. Gratitude. Gratitude is what's got me through this. Gratitude allows me to look at my depression as not a burden. Look at my depression or myself with depression as not a victim. It's just the way it is. And I'm grateful for my depression, because when I'm not depressed, oh, Lordy, Lordy, I love life so much. I love my children. I love the world. I love my fellow human beings. And not a lot of people get to experience that level of connectiveness. And I would not have ever achieved that level of connectiveness if I didn't have depression. So I'm grateful for my depression. Isn't that amazing? Become grateful for something that is such a hard thing to deal with. But guess what? We can do hard things. We can do hard things. an attitude of gratitude allows me to be thankful every day to my God in heaven of all the things that I have gone through in my life, the trauma, the loss. I've gone through a lot, just saying. But I'm grateful for all that because I am who I am today because of it. I know I can go through hard things, and I know that there is a light at the end of every single tunnel. I know that when depression sets in, it's only going to be for a short time, and then I'll get to be reconnected with this universal thought. I don't know what you want to call it, but it's amazing, right? If you're struggling with this, or if you've made it to the video at this point, then just know that I care enough to put myself out there. You know, we got to get vulnerable. We got to get vulnerable with those around us, especially you dadgum men out there who think I got this. Shut up. You're angry and you're yelling at your kids and your wife and everything because your depression comes out in anger. You know it's true. Or you start self-medicating through beer and alcohol, which is the same thing. I don't know why I separated those two. Drugs, maybe, other things like that. Illegal drugs. Or prescription drugs. You're overusing prescription drugs. This will not help you. It will make things worse. Take it from someone whose father went through a lot of depression, had a lot of withdrawal. He withdrawed himself from us, and he drank a lot, and he died in 99. Cirrhosis of the liver, aneurysm in his head. And his heart just gave out. He was 51, man. That's young. It's young. I'm grateful for that, though. I'm grateful that my dad, the way he lived his life, has allowed me to, one, not go down that path, but two, be able to empathize with those who also have gone through such things. My depression has given me the ability to sit down with someone and say, you know, brother, I got it. I understand what you're saying, but hey, think of it this way. Let's do an alternative way of thinking about who you are and your depression inside of you. Just hang in there. I'm here to help. Comments, whatever, leave below, and you know, we'll get through this. Hopefully in the future I can post some more and get some more insightful helps, insightfulness or something, I don't know. Anyways, take care.